On a state level, certainly we all know that the future of the state is the Alaska natural gas pipeline. And it's certainly been a hot topic the last 3 years.
And one thing I loved about growing up in the state and getting older is I'm seeing my friends that I grew up with in elementary school and junior high and high school are now kind of in the same circles that I am. We're debating the same issues. One of my friends in school is Kurt Gibson, who works for the state of Alaska. We have disagreements on the pipeline, but when we see each other, it's like old times. And that's what I love about this state. And when you look at the future of the natural gas pipeline, certainly one of the lessons we've learned in the last 12 years is this discussion about the need for fiscal certainty has significant merit. A year ago, the price of natural gas was $12 and change. Today, it's $2 and change. And let me tell you, if you're building a $40 billion project and you watch your commodity price go from 12 and change to 2 and change, that certainly is the strongest argument I can think of that you need to know what your tax terms are and how long they're going to be in place before you agree to build the largest and most expensive oil and gas project in the world. Now, a former governor had a plan. The new governor has said he can continue down that path. And there are risks continuing down that path. Certainly in life, when you talk about preconditions, you've got to make sure 2 things. One, that the person can actually meet those preconditions. And 2, that those preconditions don't harm who you're supposed to negotiate with. So the producers have clearly already said that fiscal certainty is essential. This pipeline will not be built without fiscal certainty. And when you look at declining oil production, you look at declining state revenues, the natural gas pipeline is the future of this state. And we have to engage. When I think back to a year and a half ago when we had that long summer of hearings that I attended on the GIA and all of those experts up there, everybody totally agreed, all of them tested. And gas is never going to get below $4. Never going to get below $5. It's never going to happen. In the last 2 weeks, gas has been below $2. And again, that's the danger of listening to people who aren't writing checks for the project. That's the danger of listening to consultants who won't share 1 ounce of risk in the most expensive oil and gas project in the world. And I think what Governor Parnell needs to do is he does need to find his own way, and I have faith in him. But when this process clearly looks like it's heading towards the dead end, he needs to readjust course. Because this is going to be a long lead time project. I can't stress that enough. And what the state of Alaska is going to end up having to do is, in order to provide the producers with the fiscal certainty that they need to greenlight this project, we are going to have a constitutional amendment in this state that gives the legislature the power to offer extended terms. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and certainly some of it was in an editorial in the Sunday Anchorage Daily News. The Anchorage Daily News commended Governor Parnell on his tack on keeping former Governor Palin's approach and not negotiating. And the Daily News editorial tried to make the argument that, hey, you already got 17 years worth of fiscal stability. 7 years when you're building the project, and then 10 years in gas flow. Well, let me tell you something. If somebody came to you and said, you know what, I'm not going to raise your taxes while you're building your house, you'd probably look at them and say, well, that's not much. That doesn't give me anything. I would expect that. So the 7 years of tax-free increases, while the pipeline's under construction, doesn't mean anything. And the 10 years is not enough. And I leave you with this, just before I move on. In the terms of the GIA, TransCanada is mandating 20 to 25-year shipping commitments. 20 to 25-year shipping commitments. That's what they're requiring for the new event. Now, TransCanada is requiring 20 to 25-year shipping commitments when they have no skin in the game. They have a guaranteed rate of return from the federal government through FERC. Why wouldn't you give that same fiscal certainty to the people who are actually taking on the risk and writing insurance? That's the question that has never been answered. If it's good for the goose, why isn't it good for the gander when the gander is writing the checks and absorbing the risk? And these are all things. I mean, this is going to come to fruition. These are all things you can bet your bottom dollar. This state will not see a natural gas pipeline until we come together and realize that for this type of investment, in this type of a global market, with this type of risk, we will not have this project. And so what the legislature needs to do, aside from what the governor does, the legislature being an independent body, they need to start beginning to discuss long-term fiscal stability. When AGIA passed the House, when it was first introduced, there was 10 years worth of fiscal stability in there, but the Senate judiciary stripped that out because they felt that it ran afoul of the state constitution, which says one legislature can't bind another legislature. So they took it out. So right now, as it reads, it says 10 years, but the legislature can change the taxes after 1, 2, 3 years. They're not bound by it. So what the legislature needs to do, because this is going to be a 2 or a 3 election cycle process, is begin the debate about the Constitution.